Good morning, everybody. FSC Trucking. Well, we got to get trucking today. It's a all new day, all new week for us. Yesterday was Monday. We were over here working at the shop, but today we got to fire up Orwell. We're getting ready to start putting LTLs together today. So what we got going on here is we got 2, hopefully 3 drops to put on this trailer all within the next day or so, and then take them out to the East Coast. That's basically the game plan. So I just rolled up here to shop pretty early. We got to pick up our first one in Sparta, Wisconsin at about 10 o'clock. So we got to be up pretty early this morning. It's literally not even 6 o'clock yet. All right, so with that, let's get ahead and get Orwell opened up, fired up, get my clothes packed, because I might be leaving today. Leaving meaning that once I leave, I'm not coming back home, until I actually go deliver my run and stuff, right? Because, I might just pick up and come home. I might just pick up and leave. Not sure yet. Depends on the last stop. We'll see how that plays out. So either way, we're packed in case we do leave, leave. You know how that goes. And then we'll get going. Either way, let's get Orwell fired up and get this day started. Alrighty, well, Orwell's fired up, ready to go. I just put the air to the trailer. Orwell's been having a lot more air recently since Chris took care of a couple problems it had, so surprised how good the truck holds air now. Been sitting for a couple of days. That still had about 60, 70 pounds to it. Alright, let me go ahead and get the stuff out of the crew cab and get rolling. Well, we got everything loaded, ready to rock and roll. We'll see you over in Sparta. We'll talk once we get over there, explaining what we got going on. I don't think I've ever gone this way. I think I've been over here a handful of times. We don't normally pick up around here. Things have been kind of slow, so we're picking up stuff we don't normally do. I don't know, I've probably been over here 4 or 5 times in the last 10 years. But I've never come through this part. I've usually, when I go to Sparta, I'm taking the highway. Interstate 90. It was a longer route and a slightly longer if I dropped down to 90 and cut across. Higher speed road, but not quicker. Right around a 3-hour run from my shop in Seymour. Now, of course, when we leave here, we're going to go right to the yard, unless there's something else to pick up along the way. We're right here on Maple, just past this Starbucks. Multi-stack. Imagine they're going to back us into that bay over there off to our, well, it's on our right, but now it's going to be on our front. So I mean, as well. Little big wide U-turn. Anytime I've ever picked up came out of there. back up over here so I don't block their receiving docks and their shipping docks. Alright, we have arrived. Bring the idle up. Let's go check in. Alrighty, it is the next day. We came back to my shop last night, or yesterday afternoon, whichever it was. Got back here. So today we're getting ready to go get loaded. We're gonna finish out the trailer. We got another generator pickup in Sheboygan at the back of the trailer. And then we have a saw that's gonna go on the top deck. That's sitting over at the yard. So we're gonna get ahead and fill it out today. But I figured I'd show you what we've been working on. They just made that fifth wheel a giant water pouch, didn't they?
Yeah.
Plate where the kingpin is, it's just welded. Now they did put water holes here for it to, you know, drain out. But if they get plugged up with grease or any kind of goop, it just makes all kind of spaces and crevices for water to sit in there and do its watery thing. Which of course, as you can see with this trailer, rust was an issue. So, but I started on the top deck back when I was at the old shop before we moved here. We put the cross members in and that's all we did. So in the end, I just kind of covered it up with primer so it wouldn't rust any farther, just to survive the transport and storage sitting here. So now that we're working on it, Crispin started to scale all on the frame of the top deck too, because the plan as of now is when we do get more work done on it, we're gonna finish the rub rail on the other side on the bottom deck, and then the rub rail on the top of the top deck. See how it's just open over on that side? So that's the idea. So we're trying to get this done as much as possible, then we can prime and paint it. That way it's safe to sit outside while we start messing with the back end of it, because I do want to try to move on to the chapel trailer, get that upper fifth wheel plate done. And I'm thinking tomorrow and Friday, we're gonna start messing with that Ford's frame. And we'll see how it kind of plays out for the rest of the day. Now Chris did find a couple thin spots. This is the C-channel that's behind the kingpin upper fifth wheel plate. Over here it's all solid, but see it rotted out back here. So we're figuring we could patch this section up, cut it out, and then patch it. We were originally thinking about replacing the entirety of the C-channel, but the whole thing is actually pretty solid with the exception of the ends. So we're just gonna replace the ends and be done with that. Well, we're making progress on it. It's just not the fastest thing on planet Earth.
Chipping away at it.
Yeah. Oh, it's getting there. Eventually we'll squat it down with a big heavy load.
Straighten everything out.
Yeah, exactly. Well, appreciate it. All right, that's pretty much how things are going here. So we're just gonna shoot over to Sheboygan, go ahead and get our next generator. Then we'll go to the yard and get the last saw. And then that'll be probably it for today's video. So we're gonna go ahead and get in the truck and get going. See you in Sheboygan. It's on it good now. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't going to be. Good go? That's good. All right.
Penny up at the office. She'll run. Oh, she'll run.
All right, we got that loaded up, good to go. We're gonna put the GoPros on, have one driving scene in this video. Strobes, lights. So we got one last pickup. It's over at the yard. Yeah, this load would have been easier had it been on the step deck. Just part of the reason why we're working on the step deck. This is well, it's a handful of parts. One, I want to work on this trailer too, but I need the step deck running to be able to have Chris start taking this one down. Nowhere near as far, but there are some things I'd like to get done with it. Secondly, a load like this would be easier if I had the step deck. Now granted, the double drop under normal circumstances for me pays better, but I did real good with the step deck for quite a many years too, so it's hard really to say necessarily that the double makes more money. Step has more freight available to it, so it's which is better. Either way, it's better to have more trailers, especially when we get the Ford going again, because when I left off camera, Chris and I were talking about starting on the frame.
Approaching the railroad crossing.
There is a substantial build time in getting that frame, you know, built and made.
Construction on road ahead.
Lady behind me tried on the right side. It didn't work out for her. Ran out of room. You have to pass me like normal people. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of thinking about stuff with the shop. I got a couple ideas, a couple things that we could venture towards, start helping the content. But working on that trailer, the chapel trailer, merch trailer, whatever, get that done, get it out and rolling. Yesterday, the day before, we did some work on it. We rust coated it, painted the inside of it. We're getting ready to put the steel plate down. That'll be the bottom of it where the fifth wheel slides to hook up to it on the kingpin. And I ran out of oxygen, so we stopped. Decided to coat it and paint it. We'll probably finish that tomorrow. Then there's two other pieces of steel I gotta get. The side rail of the trailer needs welded. So we got a little bit to go with that piece of project. Then turns into cross member replacement over the landing legs. terrible place for me to sit. Good thing it ain't that wide. So because there's a like 6-week build time of my new frame, it might be time to early start this week putting the 2 pieces of frame together, making the template and getting that out there. We're going to make the template out of the old Peterbilt frame and the old Ford frame. I'd love to be able to take it on this trip. I don't know if we're going to have the room to be able to do it. We'll see. Maybe I can make it work, maybe not. By the way, I was figuring tomorrow and Friday we'll work on getting that template made. That way whenever I can get it up to Vermont, I can get ahead and run it. It'll be out and it'll be done.